tell it.
Okay. The first Birkie that you were in, what year was that?
That was 73.
That was the first year?
Yeah.
You were in the first Birkie ever?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I was skiing so much of it, I was all alone, no other people around there. I was sure I was winning it when I was just about at the halfway point, because everybody thinned out so much, nobody was there. Of course, I didn't win the first one there.
Maybe it's in here, Rick.
So, what time? How long did it take to do the first Birkie? I mean,
It was
Let's ask Rick where he is.
4 hours and 2 minutes.
oh, that's fast.
Yeah, well, it was
Is
not
that
too
the
bad.
first
Yeah.
Birkie?
Oh, that is it. Yeah, I've
Where
got
are
that
you?
one count. I'm the number 3 here,
Oh.
with the leggings right there.
That says 17.
Or second.
It
Okay.
says 17, by the way.
Well, I thought the third one on the
It
side
says
there.
17.
That isn't the numbers of where you're at there. Anyway, that was in.
So, how many
Lumberjack
people
Bowl.
was that?
65.
You need to take pictures. for all
65 people.
And
What place did you come in?
And 35 finished. I came in 7th or 8th.
Yeah?
Yeah. So that was a lot of fun.
You said something about a cannon?
What?
You said something about a cannon?
Cannon!
A cannon? A cannon started you off?
Here, I don't have my ear horns in right now, but this guy over here, was it might have been him. Here, he pulled the lanyard on the cannon, and I've got a picture showing the big puff of smoke coming out from a little cannon there on that. But I've got a big color picture of
In
the same thing.
1997, Rick did these because the Birkie Association wasn't giving awards. Rick should hold it. I don't want to be holding it.
We decided we needed an award for that one.
Yeah.
He cast the
So.
metal boots and he cut. he made it all
So
by
that was
hand.
for the 25th. We decided at 25 we needed to have awards there.
So, there were 65 people who started. Were there any women?
There was one,
One.
Oh.
Did she
Yeah.
finish?
yeah, and she wasn't supposed to be there because they didn't let women do the long race there. It was just too tough for women.
She did it, huh?
And she registered as the name Jack Linschool.
Uh-huh.
Her real name was Jacqueline Linschool. So they let her in, and she was the first woman to finish.
Wow.
Yeah, she wasn't very far behind me. I think I saw her early on in the race there. She was probably finished 12th or 13th. Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. And where you finished was you go right past Lumberjack Bowl in the highway, but you don't really go past where it started at that time. And the first 3 started in Hayward and finished at Telemark.
So the first 3 started going the opposite direction?
Yeah. And then the 4th, they started going up that big hill at Telemark. There was a golf course at Telemark.
Yep.
That was the start on that. For the next 2 or 3, went up the hill, and then it took off on the trails. And what that did was when you had everybody started off, and there were maybe 700-800 people by that time. It thinned off going up those hills. So then when you came down on one of the downhill runs way on the edge there, things thinned out. So as you're going into the trails with that many people, it wasn't crowded at all there. But that was the 4th that they did it the other way. And then they went back and forth different years. There was no rhyme nor reason to it. But that made it interesting.
Oh, yeah. The other way is going uphill.
Yeah. That's right. When you start at Telemark, I think the difference in the vertical drop is about
600 feet, isn't
Is
it?
it- is that
300
what it
feet? Something. I mean, it's...
it's several hundred feet anyway.
Yeah.
for that. And the other thing was when you're coming from Hayward going in, because you're coming kind of from the south, the sun hits those hills, and it made it very difficult there because you're going up the hill and your skis are slipping on you there, and then it's plenty fast coming down. But it was better the way it is you're doing right now, going from Telemark in there because the hills are all in the shade, at least for the first part of the race.
And when you started, were there many people skate skiing, or was that brought on?
Yeah, we were skate skiing on
You
the
were?
first one because
Yeah.
there wasn't any track there. So we'd get out and it would go on a fire lane and stuff like that. Well, it's all icy in that. Well, you can't diagonal on that. So we were skate skiing, and so we did quite a bit of skate skiing on those first races.
So it wasn't really groomed?
Well, no. There was no grooming on the first one.
Oh my
What they
God.
did is somebody with a snow machine took off from the lake at Hayward. There had a lumberjack bowl, and then it went into the woods where there were some trails where there was forest trails, and a guy with a water ski rope was pulling one skier with downhill skis on, and pulled them all the way to Hayward in the middle of the night.
And he made the
And
tracks.
that was the track, yeah.
Wow.
And it was very cold that night. It was
Wasn't
sub-zero.
that Metro's son, right?
And it's 34 miles by the time, and they got lost at one point where they were setting it, I guess. And the guy that had the skis on with the downhill boots, because he wasn't moving, he was frozen, and he froze both of his feet.
I bet he did.
Yeah.
Rick, was that Metro's son?
Metro's son, yeah, Metro Maznio's son, little Metro.
He had the bar there.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was the first one.
So you did that in 4 hours and how many
I
minutes?
think it was 2 minutes.
2 minutes
6
without a
minutes,
groomed
something like
track.
that, just over 4 hours, and everybody gave me a hard time. Why couldn't you beat 4 hours on that? That's a long time, and that was the best I could do.
Yeah.
Of course, we hadn't practiced for it.
Yeah. How do you?
What we did, I was working at Lutzen as a ski instructor, downhill skiing, and the owner of the area at the time, Tony Wise, he says, and I used to work for Tony too. He says, I got this race taking off. I don't have many people doing it. This is about a week before. And he says, you got to come. He says, I know you can do it, Rick. You got to come and do it. So we got to have enough people so we get this race kicked off. So I did it, but I didn't have any practice ahead of time, and nobody else did either. So it made it pretty even. Because there just weren't many cross-country skiers around at that time. So about half the people or more that started the first one, they were all downhill skiers. That says, what the heck, let's try it. Yeah. So, yeah, that was fun.
That's a really fun story. Wow. How many people were there today? 15,000?
I think so.
Yeah. It was a pretty busy day.
Part of it wasn't on the trails on some of those early years, too, when we were going down. We took off on the first one. You know, there's an old saying in cross-country skiing, if you're passing somebody on the trail, you yell track.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Well, we yelled track on that one because we were on the railroad track.
Uh-huh.
We used the abandoned right-of-way and of the old Sioux Line right-of-way going from Hayward to Cable. That was part of it. Was just running on in between the two rails. There was a little snow there, and that was part of the track.
Oh, so you think that might be the history of the word?
It happened before that, but it was certainly appropriate on that one.
Uh-huh.
Other than that, that's a long time. That was 46 years ago. And all the races in between, they kind of mesh together, so you can't separate them out. You may remember something about a start or something, but you can't remember the order of these things. After they go in the woods, it's all one big jumbled mess.
Yeah. Like today, I have no idea. I don't even remember any of it.
Oh, and then that was with wood skis too. touring
Yeah,
skis.
that's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
You had what boots, what bindings, what skis, and what poles? I bet your poles weighed
Oh, yeah.
5 times as much as they do today.
Yeah, we had bamboo poles.
Bamboo.
Yeah, bamboo was the lightest pole. At that
Yeah.
time. With great big baskets like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the race started off, the first one was right at about 0. It hadn't warmed up much at the start, although it got down about 10 below the night when they were setting the track or making a mark. So it was very cold out there.
I bet he did freeze his feet.
Yeah, well, it was very exposed on the lake because you started on the lake at Lumberjack Bowl.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you started in Hayward and went to Cable.
Yeah, on the first
So you went up the hill and did it in
went
4
up the
hours and
hill,
2
yeah.
minutes. Wow.
We had a few hundred more feet of vertical drop for
Uh-huh.
But the nice thing about it, it didn't get so warm that those hills were melting out. It stayed cold the whole day of the race. And I think the race started at 9 o'clock. We finished about 1. Some of us did.
Rick,
Yeah.
are you in this book at all?
Wish I was still able to do it, but
You made your mark.
well, I got a few of them in.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks, Rick.
Okay, you're welcome.